Our second question was a twist on the first one. Imagine you're an alien refugee. You're moving to planet Earth. There's now no option of installing a language into your brain. You will learn your first one after you land. What language should that be? Take your time. Now this question adds an interesting dimension to the first one, the difficulty of learning languages. And this factor could be considered in two senses. First, some languages might be inherently more difficult than others, have a more difficult logical arrangement in a mathematical sense. That is, irrespective of previous language biases. Even for an alien, some languages might just be inherently more difficult. Secondly, one could consider this question from a slightly different perspective. For example, learning, say, Italian first puts you in a very good position to swiftly learn French and Spanish later. Thereby, you might want to consider a language that would put you in a position which would allow to learn other languages quicker. So, which languages should our aliens choose to learn after landing?
Well, I can only go back really to my own upbringing. So, my first language was an Indian dialect called Malayalam because my parents came from the south of India. And then growing up in Malaysia, I studied Bahasa Malaysia, and then I studied English, right? And then along the years, I have studied Mandarin, I've studied Japanese, but Bahasa as a language is actually reasonably easy to pick up. So again, if I was an alien coming in, I'd be thinking, if I had to think about survival and what's a language I could pick up quickly, I would probably do something like Bahasa Malaysia or Bahasa Indonesia, because that's reasonably easy to pick up.
British English.
Okay. No, this is actually very telling.
I mean, you have French for sure, you have Spanish, great languages, you have Chinese, I'm saying Chinese, but you actually have Cantonese and Mandarin, super important to know as well. And then you have some Indian dialects as well, or languages. But no, English is the business language, at least, for if we talk about that. So yes, that would be my answer.
I might choose Chinese then, Mandarin, because I think we're looking at a 21st century where Chinese will become a vastly important language. If they decouple it from the arcane writing system, it's an easy language to learn as long as you don't have to write it.
It doesn't matter. It's not relevant, because of course, learning a language is easy for anyone landing anywhere. The problem is when you have pre-existing conception or structural knowledge about languages before you start. It's one of the reasons why it's a myth that adults are bad at learning languages. They're not. They're not horribly delayed or debilitated compared to children or babies. The thing is that babies, it's their full-time job. This is the only thing they do. They listen, they answer, they babble, they try, that's not the other thing. We have jobs. We study, we work, we do lots of things, lots of thinking. And when you learn a language, you do this on, on Duolingo, 5 minutes a day, after bedtime. It's not the same story. If you engage the same resources as a baby learning a language, you're gonna be like so fast, it's unbelievable. Within 2 weeks, you can speak the language, almost any language.
Very inspiring. Draw your attention to how the answers of some of our guests have changed due to this new dimension of language complexity. Anthony remained with English for its wide applicability, but Tom switched to Bahasa for its simplicity, while Greg to Mandarin,